Yo. What up, chat? Yo. I'm awake. Kind of. Half awake. I'm going back to sleep. The weebs are here. Fuck this. I'm out. Ugh. What's up, guys? What's up? Sorry about the weebery. You guys disgust me. You filthy animals. Weeb Freedom Day 2 win? Never. Never. Congratulations, Dunk. This is possibly a new standard of late, even for your standards of being late. He was up really late working on DunkBot 2.0. It's true. Wait, why is there quotes around working exactly? Have you heard of the game CleanFall? Yes, I have. I've watched a bit of it too. Haven't tried it myself yet, but I've heard pretty good things. Heard some good stuff. Actually, how's the rating doing on, let me see real fast. Steam CleanFall. I mean, it's getting some love. 94%. That's a solid rating. I mean, it looks interesting. I just haven't made the dive into it. I've watched Let's Suffer Together playing it. In fact, I think he's got a good amount of time in the game. What is this? It's called CleanFall. It's a game that's currently in early access. I believe it's early access, right? It's in early access. A lot of people in the community have been bringing it up lately. I've watched Let's Suffer Together. A well-known Noita player has been playing it a bit too. It looks pretty cool, but I just haven't dove into it yet is all. Maybe you guys voted in the next variety game vote. Perhaps. Perhaps. Yeah, CleanFall is a survival rogue light that prizes players' freedom and creativity. Build mobile death machines to fight off ravenous hordes, craft and alchemize gun turrets, and tunnel through subterranean ecosystems crawling with nameless horrors. It looks pretty cool, but again, I've been playing Enter the Gungeon, been playing Noita, looking forward to silking my song, to Silk Song. Oh yeah, it's officially Solar's birthday. He was milking it yesterday, okay? He did jump the gun a little bit, and he was like, yo, it's about to be my birthday. Now it is officially his birthday. Solar, the man responsible for putting an end to 9/11. Phil's birthday, man. Happy birthday, Solar. Hope you have an amazing one today. Eat lots of birthday cake, all that good stuff. I was milking what? I was saying you were milking it yesterday because you were like, hey, it's my birthday. And I was like, wait, your birthday? You're like, tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay, well, hold up. You can't use the it's my birthday when it's not even your birthday yet. Solar should pick today's run. We did TI yesterday in honor of Solar's birthday. What more could he want? And we did Power Words in honor of Solar's birthday. What more could he want? Power Words also fried my brain. Power Words may have done some kind of long-term permanent damage to my brain. Redemption of the no-hit/no gold run. I was thinking about that actually, Larander. I was like, do I try it again today? Because it is a pretty juicy challenge. Pretty spicy challenge. Those damn pixels of gold scamming my last run. And then the coin flip just shitting on me afterwards. Solar wants Power Words. We need more power. What? We just did Power Words. We can't do it back-to-back days. Power Words, I'm telling you, man, it does a special kind of damage to my brain. How about this? We will choose a Noita adventure if there's any time. If there's any time. We'll do some Power Words at the end, but I don't know if there'll be time. Solar, please don't hate me. At the end, confirmed he hates me. No! The problem is if I do it at the beginning and then I do my adventure run afterwards, the adventure sometimes, if it's leading to something interesting, has to get cut short because we're so deep into stream. The opposite, though, is fine, where it's like, oh, it came to an end, we have extra time. You know what I mean? You feel me, Solar?
There would be a lot of time if someone didn't waste 1.5 hours for yapping about nothing.
I'm having to read your guys' messages. If you sat in silence, we would get right to the gameplay. You ever think about that? Hmm? Hmm?
I know I am relatively new here, but I have never seen you do a run you promised at the end.
I do it all the time. Huh? By the way, picture of Kuba right there on the screen. IRL. I snagged that picture the other day. I've never seen you cut an adventure short because of time. Quit making up excuses. I do it all the time. What are you talking about? Happens all the time. All right, no more links. You guys are linking stuff while simultaneously complaining about me clicking links. It's impressive. Let's jump in the daily run today, and we're going to go on an adventure. What kind of adventure? We are going on... I have not looked at the Good Things channel today.
I have picture of Dunk.
Let's do an explosive WISP run. I have a picture of Dunk. I mean... wait, that's my COVID hair. This is called a mature hairline. What are you talking about? Chat, this is a mature hairline. They don't understand. Don't listen to the haters. COVID baldness. What?
Smash.
All right, we're going to be doing a WISP run on the daily. Let's do Noita explosive WISP daily run. There we go. Boom. So the requirements for today's daily run is that I make a WISP, and the WISP needs to end up in some kind of very explosive result, meaning explosions everywhere, screens blowing up, all that kind of good stuff. That's our goal. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be nuke. It doesn't have to be holy bomb. It can be those things, but the goal is a WISP that flies around, just boom, blowing shit up. That is our goal for today. Once we have built the explosive WISP, we're able to do whatever we want, and then we have to go on to get a win. Maybe we grab a little bit of glass cannon. Perhaps. We'll see. Snub the person saving your ass with DunkBot 2.0 for this bullshit. Shame. No. Hold on. So, I told them at the end, if there's time, we will do it. We did it. I would feel guilty, but I did do it yesterday. We literally just did it yesterday. And he guilted me into TI too. I was like, you know what? It's his birthday. A little bit of Twitch integration. Also, it's Solar's birthday, or it was the day before his birthday. Power words. He got an overdose. I did not ask for power words yesterday. Yes, but I knew it's one of your favorites. So I did it because I knew your birthday was coming up. And I was like, all right, this is my boy. I got to give him some power words in there. Got to throw a little bit of flavor for him. Bullshit. No, that's for real. I'm actually serious, because you were in chat and I was thinking that's unusual. Solar's already back awake now. Are you allowed explosion immunity? Yes. Yes, I am allowed explosion immunity. No, I will not do auto bets.
Nope.
Auto bets roll out. All right, we're on the correct daily. Which apparently gives us a little bit of gunpowder. It's a good sign. Today's going to be a good run. We're starting with gunpowder on the day that we're doing an explosive WISP build on the daily run. Get a very fast TP wand and then slam into the tower biome. Wait, what? First off, it is September 12th. Chill. I thought you were the one that said the day doesn't end until you sleep. Mods bandless eyes. How was the drive back from Utah? Excuse me? What? What are you accusing me of, sir? It is fucked. Did you play any PoE 2? I only have like 7 hours in it, 8 hours. I don't have a ton of hours in it. I played the first week it was released. When there was like small server queues and stuff. I think it was a server queue. There was something about it where, yeah, there was some issues. Maybe it was just maybe it was server issues at the beginning, not server queues. But I don't know. I liked it. I think it's cool, but I was hoping for more of a, I don't know. Maybe I was looking for more of like an MMO feel to it. I don't know. I never played PoE, so I was like, oh, I'll play PoE too since I missed out on the first one, and everybody talks about how great it is. And then I played it, and I was just like, I'm lonely. Where are the peeps? PoE 2 bad, PoE 2 dog shit. Didn't it get a patch? Is it getting any more luck? Let me check on it. Let's check on the Steam numbers in a second. That's how we'll know if PoE2 actually bad. Maybe the latest patch was good and you're just not giving it a chance. Let's see. Peaked at 174,000. People seem to be enjoying it, you know? Falling off a cliff. Hey, you know, it's not off a cliff yet. We have to wait and see. Y'all are smoking dope if you think over 150k daily players is falling off a cliff. Most games can't even retain 10k. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I guess the reason they're saying that is because it did recently get a patch. So a better indicator would be like what it looks like probably about another month from now. If it's still holding up pretty significant numbers, then it means that, you know, obviously the hype is going to be always bigger because people just get all amped up anytime there's a patch in a game. But then if it's good, people stick around, and then you're like, okay, this is the real shit then. The real good stuff. The end of October is a new Path of Exile 1 patch anyways. It's crazy how you guys still get so much content in the first Path of Exile, while Path of Exile 2 is also, you know, being worked on and stuff. That shit's... I mean, I guess they wanted to make sure that their moneymaker was still making money while they were working on making the second one solid. You shit-talking Noita, how dare you? First off, calling 150k dead game, chat says every day, Dota 2 dead game. Gabe Newell was just on video the other day at the International to talk about how he plays Dota 2 every day.
It's not just the game I love, but the community. Sure, people talk shit at me in chat, and about once a week people say, hey noob, uninstall the game, and but that's really about their enthusiasm for the game and the energy that they bring. And that's why, after all these years, I still play Dota every day.
Come on. He's your Lord and Savior. Would he be playing a dead game? I don't think so. Look at it. The last 24 hours, 773,000 concurrent players it peaked at. Dead game? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. All bots? There's... What? What are you on about? They say the same thing about League, even more popular than Dota 2.
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Do people say League is a dead game? I think you were mishearing them. They weren't saying League was a dead game. They were saying it was a bad game, which is true. People are too small brain for Dota, including me. A faceless void took a massive shit on me the other day, and I'm still salty. Faceless Void is one of those characters that whenever he gets going, if nobody's around to stop him, it is just so frustrating. Watching the guy just freeze your entire team and kill everybody. You're like, how is this balanced? This is bullshit. The Helm of the Dominator meta is hilarious to watch at TI. I don't like that as much because the thing is, Helm of the Dominator takes some serious skill, and I have no no macro skills. I'm terrible at, you know, moving multiple things around. I'm not ready for that Helm of the Dom strats, man. Considering the guy who owns everything, Dota also plays it. Am I reading that out of order? Well, considering the guy who owns everything, Dota also plays it, it's probably balanced around what he likes and doesn't. Who own everything Dota. Oh, you just mean like everything about Dota. I got you. Well, you know what's funny, Lowly, that you say that. His favorite character, at least many years ago, his favorite character was Sand King. And Sand King is kind of, it's not like super meta, but he's pretty meta right now. He's pretty popular. So, yeah, the guys are not one to piss off Daddy Gabe. They're keeping Sand King relevant. SK's the GOAT. It's my brother's favorite hero. Basically, I consistently am always playing Shadow Shaman. He consistently always plays Sand King. He plays a 3 Sand King. My favorite to run is a middle shaman, but right now middle shaman is like so out of the meta. It's pretty hard to sustain. But with Ionic around, Ionic plays a mean carry, so I can actually run a middle shaman and usually not get punished too badly for it. Ever thought about streaming Dota 2? Nah, I'm too shit at the game. I mean, I've loaded stuff up before in Dota, and we've talked Dota before, but you know, Dota's one of those games that you gotta be good at multitasking to be able to stream it. I don't know how some of these like pro players, they're like in like these immortal ranked games, they're chatting, they're doing like god gamer plays. It takes all of my focus just to get like a couple last hits in the lane. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. So you're an experienced RTS player, but Helm the Dominator is too much? If you want to play it at a high skill level, yeah. I think some people think that whenever I say stuff like, oh, you know, fuck playing Meepo or whatever, I have friends that are that way, that I'll be like, you know, that's way too complex. So like, I can play Meepo, and then it's like, they're like Crusader 2. It's like, I think there's a difference. I think you don't realize what I'm saying. When I say I can't play Meepo, what I'm saying is I can't, it doesn't mean I can't click the hero and say pick. I am capable of doing that. But playing it at a high level where you're fucking shit up is a pretty big difference. So Helm of the Dom, to really be utilizing it, you got to be multitasking like to the max. Some people just think that, oh yeah, I got this, and you'll see that they're fucking Guardian 2, and you're just like, you don't have this. The game is telling you, please don't pick that hero. But yeah, so Helm of the Dom, if you really want to use it to the max, you gotta have, not to say that you gotta have like the best micro ever, but the better you are with juggling stuff, you can get crazy value out of things like that. It's hard, it can be hard to see at times just how much value you can get out of those skills, but pros are the ones who show it the most. They'll be like fucking last hitting and shit with these creeps that they own. You're like, what the fuck is happening? I used to be a god gamer, but my main game is basically shut down, so I just stopped gaming entirely. What was your main game, Garlic? I'm trying to think. It's shut down entirely now. I mean, it's surprising the longevity that some of these games have these days. I kind of thought games like League of Legends and Dota 2, not that they would be dead, but there would have been other MOBAs that kind of matured past them. And they haven't, right? Like, nobody's really interested. I mean, look at World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was supposed to be a dead MMO 5 billion years ago. Every MMO that came out was like the WoW killer. And yet somehow World of Warcraft still remains like one of the biggest MMOs out there. RuneScape still one of the biggest MMOs out there. These games have some insane lifetimes. Concord. Garlic, you are fucking trolling. You're Concord. How could you be a god gamer in Concord? What were you, just like one of the 5 players logged in? I don't even know if there was enough for a match. Final Fantasy 14 was the first time WoW had any real competition. Yeah, and that was a little bit of a perfect storm scenario where, you know, Final Fantasy 14 wasn't like it was brand new. They had some content update going down at the same time that WoW had a lot of, like, Blizzard was getting a lot of bad publicity because apparently they'd been doing a lot of really shitty stuff. And I guess it just all, I don't know what, I can't remember what caused it all to leak. So then people are like, maybe this Blizzard company's kind of evil. So then they were just looking for the next MMO. So then everybody hopped over to Final Fantasy 14. But I think that was, I mean, it went around for a little bit, but at the end of the day, everybody was like, you know what? I miss WoW. And they started going back to it. I don't know if I missed any stuff in this zone, but I'm just going to move to the next area because I'm tired of walking back and forth. Oh, I forgot to... Wait, where did I put that firestone? Damn it. I'll just break a hole in this and then we'll move on. Breaking a hole in this in case we need to come back to it in a bit to get the free heal and the orb. I mean the free orb and the... Not the free orb, my brain's just fried. The free 25 HP, aka the heart, and the free heal. I don't know if it'll be necessary though. We will see. I yeeted it up to the top right. Okay, well, like I said, it should be overkill to do that. Could do it if we wanted to though. Closing all bets. Today's challenge is that we are going to try to build a WISP. If you don't know what a WISP is, it is a projectile that lives forever, meaning it will be kind of like a little minion that helps us fight. But it's not really, it's not actually a creature. It's just a projectile that follows us around, and then it sees enemies and it runs over and kills them. But we're not just making any WISP. We want to make a WISP that is very explosive, meaning that I won't consider my WISP complete until I have this little thing that follows around my character, and then it sees an enemy, flies over, blows shit up, killing them all, and then flies back to me. That'll be whenever I say our explosive WISP is complete. I mean, we could do a piercing Holy Lance, probably. I doubt I will. We'll see. I would like a propane tank version. It could be fun. I tried a few alternates to WoW, but nothing stuck around. Gears of War 2, Final Fantasy 9? Wait. That's Final Fantasy. You mean Final Fantasy 11? Wait. Oh, 11. Okay. I was going to say, Final Fantasy 9's on MMO, is it? Did you... I just heard this the other day. Somebody was talking about Final Fantasy 11, and I was like, you mean 14? And they're like, no, 11. I was like, wait, they're still getting content in Final Fantasy 11? Apparently they do get some kind of updates. I had no idea. I thought, you know, Final Fantasy 11 was, you know, the past and 14 was right. No, but apparently Final Fantasy 14 is still around. It still has a following in Asia. It gets updates and stuff. Is crazy. See, I had no idea. If somebody had told me the servers had shut down years ago, I'd have been like, oh yeah, I expected that. I did not expect that the servers were up and it's getting content. Damn. I do not like the opening perks. Yeah, I think Spear is in order. I still play Final Fantasy 11, though I've drifted to private servers. My problem with Final Fantasy 11 is I didn't like the class system as much. I think it's because maybe I have that nostalgia for old school MMOs where I'm like, this character, this class, right? And then in Final Fantasy 11, you can like just swap between your classes and stuff, and which sounds awesome, but in theory, but in practice, I didn't like it so much. I mean, this wand is badass. I just don't have anything to use with it yet. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna snag up this one for now. We're gonna use the chain bolt there. I'll remember that this is here. Probably come back for it. Need to get a tiny bit of gold for a reroll. And we have polymorphine. So polymorphine allows us to exit the Holy Mountain without collapsing it. We just gotta be careful that we don't get killed by some enemy just waiting outside, because they do try to murder the sheep. The reason I drink it specifically is drinking it is different from staining. Drinking it, I'm guaranteed to go the duration of the poly time, which means I know I have more than enough time to escape out and not just, you know, unpoly in the middle of the zone that collapses the mountain. There's plenty of long runs, but what's your favorite or most fun long run to do? I really do enjoy the quests that Noita has. Like the Sun Quest in Noita is a great long run to do. I've done it so many times. I do like little pieces of it. I've done the entire one. It's just a fun one to do, but I know the chat gets bored of me being like, Sun Quest again today? And then chat's like, I've done it. You've done it too many times. It's boring. But yeah, especially the first time you're doing it, if you've never, you know, completed it, it feels a little bit insane. You're like, this game is getting wild. Like, all right, sacrifice 100 babies to the sun. You're like, what is happening? But it's fun. That WISP again today. See, there you go. A lot of my long runs. People say, oh, again. An early electric immunity can be pretty cool, because it's not uncommon to find the electric modifier, or the, you know, the electric charge. So we'll go ahead and grab this. I'm not super hyped about it, but you know, it's not the worst grab. Had to do the Sun Quest like 3 times before I got the crown because my save kept getting corrupted. That one I believe, because the Sun Quest definitely tests the stability of the engine and definitely shows the vulnerabilities of, you know, like where your game starts to struggle. Oh, hell yeah, teleport. Yeah, they were... Empoli was definitely pushing the engine to its limit. I'm curious how the other devs felt about it, because his is pretty extreme. But that's my, you know, extreme is awesome in terms of Noita questing, like, cause there would be so many things that the game wouldn't have if they didn't want to risk instability. Like parallel worlds. If Noita was designed by, say somehow you ended up with the exact same game made by, I don't know, just some other well-known company, and they got to making parallel worlds and all that stuff, they would have put limitations on parallel worlds to help the stability of the game. By the way, we got the electric charge. That's why I have the electric immunity. We're gonna get huge value out of this. Yeah, my point is they weren't afraid to be like, you know what? If the player wants to get so crazy the game crashes, then let them get so crazy the game crashes. Most devs I don't think would have allowed that. What draws you to Noita? What do you like about it so much? I mean, there's several elements. The thing that drew me to it in the first place was just the every pixel is simulated. I just saw GIFs of electricity pulsing through water, and I remember thinking like, does it really work like that? Because in a lot of games, they want to give you the illusion of like the world is alive, but it's not actually alive. Like, you know, if another game did electricity near water, it would have some kind of pre-decided version of like water being electrified. It would just look like a shade, some kind of shader on it to look like it's electrified, and then like an off and on switch is either electrified or not. But in Noita, they're like, no. You put electricity on your wand, you get near water, you accidentally dip that part of the wand in water, and it will simulate pixels of electricity going across the water, which if it hits creatures with health, it then kills them. And like seeing electricity in water was one of my first things I ever saw in the game, because one of the devs had posted it on Reddit saying like their game was coming out soon, and I was like, is that really? They're simulating electricity through water down to that level? And I don't know. It brought me into the game. So then, while the every pixel is simulated brought me to the world of Noita, then the creativity that you can do with the spell crafting and the mechanics of, I don't know how to describe it exactly, but the mechanics of how perks kind of can feed off of each other, off of builds to result in, I mean, it's more classic roguelike, right? Like in Binding of Isaac, they got the kind of things where you can go a couple, I don't know if you call them perks is the right way to call them in Isaac, but you start to snowball and you go from feeling like, oh, this game is so OP, everything can kill you, to feeling like I'm the OP thing, I'm a god. Noita definitely has that, truer than most games actually. Yeah, there's just so many things that kept me around, but the at first glance it was the every pixel is simulated. All right, grabbing the heal. So now we're at 235, looking juicy, looking real juicy. Yeah, I don't think we need these as much now. I'm holding on to the extra spark bolts because those will likely be useful later on, likely, pretty sure. Saw blade. Actually, this is probably a pretty good upgrade for our tele wand. It's not bad. Also, you know what we could do? Oh, it wasn't even a double nest. The other one got cut off. What we could do is we do have a... Hold up. Okay. There's some telemages going around trying to murder me. I have not checked the mountain, and I have a tele flask. I totally forgot to do that. Ooh, black hole. Yo, glad to see it. Very glad to see it. Chat, what do you guys feel? All-Seeing Eye or a reroll? I'm cool with either one. All-Seeing Eye is probably the smarter move, but, you know, who's calling it? Who's calling it? Eye. Alright. Well, Yup was also probably for it. I don't know. But Yukai was the... He called it! Yukai may have just saved everybody's streaks or cursed us, because maybe we're about to have a great perk, but we don't get the opportunity now. We will never know. Alright, so I tossed that. This is my new travel wand. Thank you. And then I would also like the black hole. Why are you still carrying around Polly? What Polly? I think you're seeing things, dude. You're seeing things. You're drunk. You're drunk on a Thursday night. Drunk, you say? I'll drink to that. Wait, hold up now. Drunk, you say? I'll drink to that. Why am I avoiding this electricity like it's actually going to hurt me? I am electric immune. Ooh, this is kind of a monster one. What the fuck? That thing is a beast. Bloop, bloop. What exactly does the dice do in this game? I've seen it many times, but never actually messed with it. On its own, it's not the most exciting thing. You roll it, it just has like these consistently bad things that it does. Like if you roll a 4, it'll shoot off like propane tanks or some shit. And every time you roll a 4, it'll always do the exact same thing. But there's a small chance, a 0.5% chance that it will actually give off a circle of vigor heal. You know, that little circle, that little green circle that heals you. That dice can cast that, but on the exact same chances, there is a chance that it will do a like waterfall, an ocean of fucking acid can pour out of the dice as well. Both things are really scary. I'd say the most interesting thing about the dice is not that stuff, but if you grab the Curse of Dice, if you grab the Curse of Greed, and then you go to load in somewhere where a Chaos die is, if you've never, so I already loaded in this Chaos dice, meaning that it's going to stay a regular Chaos dice. But if I had the Curse of Greed and I walked over to this dice and for the first time I'm seeing it, instead of being a regular Chaos dice, it would be a Greed Chaos die. That's where things get a little more spicy, because a Greed Chaos dice, when you roll it, there's a 0.5% chance that it will actually spawn 2 greater chests, which is pretty insane. And considering that you can roll it over and over and over, 0.5%, while it isn't like, it's pretty low chances, it's like you can just keep spamming the roll at least. But also the Chaos dice is a lot more deadly. Okay, so we will grab the heal. Something tells me I should do it. And you know what? Yeah. We're not explosion immune. Let's make the smart move. Then what, you know what we could also do? Kind of crazy, but we could go 4 spark bolts. Put some electricity on that shit. It's a little goofy, but kind of fun. Let's see if it drives us insane. The only reason I'm trying to force the wand so early is because we do have the electric charge and we have electric immunity. So you actually get really good value out of that. Except for against Ukos, it's going to suck, but that's whatever. Could drop a 3 spark bolts into a heavy spread, 0 charge as well. Ooh, you kind of cooking right now. You're kind of cooking, and we have less spread, half the spread in fact. What is that? Oh, flum. I like the way you think, Test 60. Alright, who's got my wand? Oh. Not that crazy of a wand for us. Oh! Oh, shit! We almost got frozen melee'd. Thanks to gravity bailing us out of this one. Couldn't hit us because we just fell. Yikes. So Test 60's idea was that we give up one of these spark bolts and go with a triple. Now we have a little bit less spread. We can get a little more precision. Not bad. And then with the extra space, what we do is we need a 0 charge spell. So these have charges. So we empty it out here. Alright. So the reason we wanted a 0 recharge spell is because normally the heavy spread, you put it on this wand and it's like, okay, it's faster, but now you can't hit anything. Even if you put it at the very end of the wand, it is going to be faster, but every other shot is really inaccurate. Because you see the heavy spread is wrapping. So it goes, first shot shoots like this, second shot adds this to the front of it. Because when you put a heavy spread at the end, this is one complete payload. The next one is just a heavy spread on its own, which grabs this, 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 and so you end up firing it twice. So it goes shot, 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 shot. So what we do is we want the benefits of the heavy spread without the downfalls of the inaccuracy, and that is where the zero charge acid ball comes into play. So without the acid ball, it shoots like this. With the acid ball, it shoots like this. Actually, pretty much the same. Hold on, let me do some math here real quick. 0.05. Oh, it is 0.07 improvement. That's quite lame, actually. I thought it was gonna be like 0.15 improvement. 0.07. That is a little ugly. Yeah. It's 0.07 though. That's something at least. Yeah. I honestly, I thought we'd get a bit more, but it's still. Oh well. Oh well. The question is, after all that work, yeah, do we want the 4 spark bolt? I mean, it's not worse in the fact that even if you did say, hey, we want to use up these other spots, it does require the quad, which means that we end up with some ugly spread on there. Double plus triple is less spread than quad. Oh, good idea. Good idea. It's 10 degrees less spread. That's a good call. Still get the 4 spark bolts. Alright, so at least we got a minor improvement. 10 degrees less spread. That's not bad. I wasn't thinking. The reason you get a better combo out of using a triple and a double over a quad is because quad is more efficient capacity-wise, which a lot of wands capacity is, you want to be efficient. That's like the big deal. But in this wand, we have spare space. So it is a good decision. Get him, worm! Get him! This is one aggressive worm. Oh, crap. He actually got me. You better drop a heart. Oh, you piece of shit. A 50-50 chance, and we got scammed. There's no reason to drink the worm blood, because we already have the perk All Seeing Eye, so... Really no advantage. Got an Uko chillin'.
Don't you go dying on me.
Don't you go dying on me. But this guy's gonna kind of suck to fight because we are adding 3 electric damage to all these spark bolts, and electric damage actually heals this guy. So, kind of shouldn't even spend the time because we do have to worry about the explosion damage on the Uko shots. And I can't even remember the heal multiplier on this dude, so I think we may be out healing our damage completely. That plus it doesn't help that there's water near him. This could be an infinite battle. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that the heal. Oh no, there is more projectile damage than healing that he gets on that. And the reason the electric charge is a nice modifier, besides the fact that it gives that additional damage, is that normally freeze doesn't do the greatest against the machines, but electric on the other hand does stun them and stuff, so it's a way to stun them and kill them quickly, unlike the freeze. That's why we do it. I knew there was going to be an ad mana in here. I could sense it. I could smell it.
Hello. So,
Hello.
Borderlands 4 got shadow dropped a day early. For the past 12 hours I have been looting and shooting and looting and shooting and looting and shooting and looting. Well, you get the point. Back to looting and shooting.
Oh really? They got shadow dropped? New Borderlands? The last one, did it even do that well? I feel like there was something controversial or just disappointing about the last one that people were unhappy with. I don't like 3, 1 and 2 were good. It has, oh wait, does the current one have mixed reviews? Borderlands 3 was trash? Hold on. Steam charts, Borderlands 4. Oh, wait, what? Why is there peak players right now?
Admon
Oh no,
is a very
this is
lazy
right now.
spell, so bland to the point.
Okay, so let's see. How we looking? Uh-oh. Oh. 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 Okay. Everybody's getting their super deluxe edition, right? Everybody's going super deluxe. It's poorly optimized. Yeah, that's a little youch. It runs like shit. It runs like shit. Lyric needed to play on medium on his sponsored stream, and he has a 4090. What the fuck? Did they not playtest that shit? How does that even happen? Alright, I'm just gonna move to the next zone. There really isn't too much more that we need out of here. I wouldn't mind like chainsaws, luminous drills, that kind of stuff. But definitely not necessary, I don't think.
On this planet before.
This is gonna be really helpful today. Because they rely on FrameGen and DLSS to make up for not optimizing their game. I don't even know what DLSS is. People are saying it runs like shit on anything but NASA computers. You gotta get me one of those. Let's roll it. Ooh, exploding corpses. I like it. I dig it. You should check Borderlands reviews by language. There's something interesting. Language. Your language. I'm assuming you just English is mixed. Simplified Chinese, mostly negative. German is the only one that there's like the least reviews in it though. What am I supposed to be seeing here? The fact that simplified Chinese isn't it? Didn't Silksong also have an issue like that, where the game was getting shit on and it's the Chinese because they said like the translation was pretty bad. 0.2 hours at review time, 14.3 hours on record. None of my friends can get the game to start past their main menu. When you quit and restart, it doesn't close the original instance and it still uses full memory. It doesn't matter how good the game is. AAA devs deserve low reviews on their games until they learn to release working titles. Indie devs release working games, but multi-million-dollar companies can't. Pathetic. Pathetic. Tell them there, Hannibal Lecter. So we want the add mana, of course. We don't need this. Probably don't need that. Hold on to these. We are gonna need that boomerang. And actually, now that I think about it, why not get the long distance cast temporarily? First off, we can get rid of this. Let's go check the eye room. Let's see if the eye room's got anything good for us. Then we can make some moves. Thank you for the heart. Ooh, there we go. Go here, go here. That's disappointing. But we pour in our telly, specifically the unstable telly, because why waste the good stuff? There really wasn't any upgrades to your wand in Snowy. We could run like an orb trigger if we wanted to. I was like, it's not even that exciting. Oops. Piercing. Interesting. We got piercing and not much else to show for it, did we? Throw that. Grab that. There is a timer. We could start running the Spitterbolt timer. That is an upgrade over no trigger timer. Okay. Ooh, this is bad if I don't grab this. Fuck. I have to grab, so I'm gonna drop this. There we go. Which was kind of spicy. Also, projectile would have like 325 explosion damage, freezing gaze if you feel like it. Yeah, the problem is the charges, but we could just, you know, kill the Alchemist and it'll be in good shape. We can kill him with it. Let's go here for now. So, in case you were curious, you could throw all of these here. with the spitter timer. And this combo would hit for a nice, solid 20,000 damage, which is decent. And then I could even throw some electricity on there too, why not? Does Boomerang Spell add damage that isn't mentioned in the tooltip? The Boomerang Spell, no. It literally just changes the pathing and stuff. The Boomerang perk does add, so that's why it can be a little confusing. We could grab Hungry Ghost, but I see no reason to go that path today. Damn it. Don't mind me just wasting all of my gold. Hey, we got Wand Experimenter. Wand Experimenter means lots of heals for us. Lots and lots of heals. In fact, if we want to, we could top off with any of those. So we'll go ahead and grab this heal for now. And then we'll telly back up. A little bit of danger. A little bit of danger. Then we continue to telly back up. There is a purpose to what we're doing. So we built a wand with like crazy explosion damage. And we're going to take that crazy explosion damage. By the way, keep in mind that this build that we're running with explosive projectile on freezing gaze is dangerous to the player if you don't have explosion immunity, which we do have because exploding corpses gives you explosion immunity. So we're heading down to the Alchemist because he has the Greek letters. We have our hugely massive explosion wand. We're gonna go explode on the Alchemist real fast. He dead. Never stood a chance. And these are actually really disappointing. Zeta. I think I want to run a Zeta. Then we go over here. We say hi to our friend. He spawns up. It takes a minute for him to open up his mouth anyways.
Is anybody else a fan of sleeping upside down on the bed so you can have your girlfriend flies feet in your mouth?
What the hell? Oh my god. I thought his mouth was open. I think I am explosion immune, otherwise I would have insta-died right there. Yes, but pause. Wait, what? This wand is a little disappointing. Let me go grab a better wand. Real fast. Alright, the goal is to get at least one mediocre wand from here. At least one. Remember that Wand-Mart, once you have, like, first of all, I'm explosion immune. And then we're going into a zone jam-packed with wands, meaning that with the Wand Experimenter, I can easily heal from them. So while I'm in this zone, I should be keeping my HP topped off a lot, but I also don't have my projectile set up correctly, so we really can't heal that much. Oh, a double trigger. I guess that's fine to grab, because we are going to be getting rid of our digging, because we have infinite digging now. I just have to go set it up in this shop, or at the Holy Mountain. Explosion weakening curves when we're doing an explosive build seems like a good idea. Let me at least put it in the like wall or some crap. Oh, I didn't even notice there's an infestation right there. That also does huge damage with explosive projectile. You know what? We'll actually end up putting up this one, holding on to this one then. Give me one decent wand. That is ambrosia. I do want that. Key, we don't need that shit. Main thing to look out for if you're traveling around this area really quick like this is you need to watch out for poly flasks. One of my biggest fears. This could work for now. That'll do. Get me the hell out of here. The other thing that I was kind of looking for in here would be just some kind of long-term heal for us, because we aren't set up for long-term healing besides Wand Experimenter. You know, like, I mean, like a heal bolt is really what I want. If I could find that, I'd be happy. Found this earlier. This one had the heavy on it, but I don't think we're going to be able to use that right away. I don't think we're going to do anything with this. So right now, the infestation, when I shoot it into places like the statue, it does, how much was that? About 1,600 damage. We remove this, 47 damage. So obviously the infestation playing a huge role. I mean, the explosive projectile with the infestation playing a huge role. We could throw the weakening curse on there. Gonna go ahead and get our infinite digging set up. Alpha, cast a copy of the first spell, black hole in the first spot. Boom, we have infinite digging. Steve's gonna be pissed about that. I guess he wasn't too mad. Not yet, at least. We could use the Moo, that's true, to do double explosive projectile, but you only need one for the infestation. One's more than enough. I forget, damage field on infestation, does it interact with the player? It does not, okay. So the projectile itself can still hit the player, but not the damage field. So then we put that. Be looking good. Look at this thing. This thing is popping. Whoa, 1,300 damage. I'll take it. Oops, this should be here. That was my bad. Our build's popping. We have explosions, but not the explosion wisp that we need. We need a wisp, damn it. Smoking microplastics is pretty healthy. What the hell? What are you guys doing in your free time? I'm concerned. Alright, dragon, I have a gift for you. It's called death. Wand is interesting. Random Noita question. Does rotate towards foes work with plasma beam? No, because, well, I mean, it's not going to move it. Rotate towards foes, you're talking about this one right here. It needs to have speed. It needs to have something that's pushing it forward in the first place. So think of it like the rotate towards acts as a steering wheel. So if you're in a car and the car's not on at all and you're just moving the steering wheel back and forth, it's not going anywhere. You're still sitting there. You need something that naturally moves forward on its own, and then rotate towards will act as the steering wheel to guide towards the enemies. So you still have to give, since a plasma beam doesn't guide, doesn't go forward, doesn't move at all, you're just going to be rotating but doing nothing with the direction. The emote coming in clutch. Okay. Besides you guys meme posting. Ooh, this is big. This is huge. We got infinite heals. So let me just set this in the bottom mountain, I guess. I don't lose it. Speed up. Oh, also huge.
I just checked the Dota T.
Copy random thrice on speed up to get extra speed. True, but the thing is I'm thinking of using it with this. But the problem is I don't have another Greek letter. So I'm like, maybe I go to a parallel world, kill another alchemist, or I could plan to go down to hell. But if we can go down to hell, I need to have the money. Let me think. Decisions. Is there any benefit to using the damage heal instead of the regular one? So the lower your health bar is, like your total health bar, let's say my max health is like 200, piercing and the regular heal bolt is going to be perfect. But deadly heal does percent healing, meaning eventually if my health bar gets really high, like into the thousands, it's really annoying because you're constantly having to shoot the other heal like several times. Shoot. Well, with the deadly heal, even if you're at like 100,000 HP, deadly heal with piercing, percent healing will just whoop, full health. While the other one, you'll have to fire it like 100 times just to get healed up. It will drive you insane. How do we go about this in the most efficient way possible? I think we just go down to the bottom mountain, check the perks, go back up, get the gold. How many heals you're gonna get today? Remember, this is today's daily run. There are lots of heals. It's jam-packed with them, isn't it? Lava to blood, pretty interesting. Love your content. Please never stop. Hey, my dude. Come on, look, I gotta show that, man. Look at that. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Thank you for the generosity, the kind words, man. Thank you. No, that's not a paid chatter. That's a future moderator. Chat, are you disrespecting a future mod in this channel? He's probably writing your guys' names down at this very moment. He's like, all right, banning that guy, banning that guy, banning. Don't you dare disrespect him. You're all going on the pirate software list, chat? Have you disclosed DunkBot 2.0 features? No, not really. We've kind of talked a little bit about it, but it's mainly just like, hey, it's a thing for the channel that will come out in the near future, and then from there we'll work out what all we need to accomplish with it. We're gonna try to approach things kind of in a weird way. Let's put it that way. It's gonna get a little bit. It's gonna get a little bit crazy. By the way, do not grab a projectile eater if you're trying to build a wisp. That's a terrible move. Repulsion field is fine. It just, you know, makes healing pretty garbage. Which that part would make me sad. That plus the wisp doesn't follow the player as well, which also makes me a bit sad. If I wasn't doing a wisp today, I'd be like, alright, we could just go with it. But the wisp is kind of making things a little confusing. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the copy, my bad. Well, now we have the multicast for it, so it worked out. I mean, if we put the copy down here, copy thrice onto piercing, and then we throw the heal, and then now we shoot this, and then it heals without hurting me. But I need another set of Greek letters to really get the value. Repulsion does kind of suck. No. Repulsion's amazing, but it can complicate things a little bit with specialty runs. Repulsion's one of the best perks in the entire game. Don't go doubting the greatness of repulsion. It's amazing, but we don't necessarily need it in this run. Oh, it's Conga linking. Yes, thank you, Conga. This should be like a command for anytime somebody shit talks repulsion. It just drops Conga's little image here. Look at this. Repulsion's bad. You see this? You should be dead 100 times over, 1,000 times over. But repulsion will carry your ass. How many stacks is that? If I had to guess, 2 repulsions and 2 projectile slowers. That tends to be the standard, I think. Crazy how well that works with so few stacks. Yeah, it's repulsion's no joke. It's just, it does lead to, like, you know, slight annoyances and stuff, but the protective elements to it are kind of unmatched. Will DunkBot 2.0 have customizable anime waifus? No, it will not. That feature will never be allowed. I refuse. With that said, there's 2 things we need to do. DunkTales and shop. Which one first? Who's calling it? Shop or DunkTales first? Who's calling it? Calling now. Shop. All right, Max says shop. Will DunkBot 2.0 have built-in Noita together features? It will not. Silksong win? In the next week or so, we should be playing. I'm excited to try it out. All right, I hear the Yoshi licks. Everybody can have one. Hold on. I'm trying to show you without emptying them all out onto the ground. You don't want to drop the cashews, man. There you go, chap. Dunk your head in. Dunk your head in the bag. Get in there, chap. You can't even see them that well, but they're pretty massive. They're like these... They're like jumbo dark chocolate cashews. They're so good. Our song? All right, here we go. Let's get a little bit of flavor going here. Let's get a little bit of twerking. Oh my god. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. That was loud as hell. We're all deaf now.
Lurking in this sweaty cave here in Dunkville. Moist mobs, monsters, swapper mages. It's a dunk thrill. Might get a victory. Extend your win streak. DunkTales, ooh. Every night he's out there screaming. DunkTales, ooh. Tales of glory crouches when skill prevails. Ooh. Danger waves will find you. Avert your eyes, emotes will find you. Punch a goon and slide into some DunkTales. Let's take a spin, might get a win on DunkTales. Ooh. Tales of a legend, all jokes and good dunk spells. Ooh. Not gamble fails, all fam on snails, no DunkTales. Ooh.
Here you go. There's your small, your micro dose of DunkTales. Ooh. Oh, look at this. Coincidentally, it lined up in such a way that you can actually see the seam in the cursed rock itself. So if we're able to follow this line perfectly, you can tell what's happening is that normally it should load like this. But if part of the chunk is not loaded in correctly or whatever, basically you just end up with this awkward looking, like clearly the digging didn't work properly here because this chunk was not loaded in at the time that the black holes flew over it. So if I can keep my character level with this right here while I'm traveling along, I won't take any damage if I can just, there you go, gotta hit that sweet spot. It's a little hard to do. You have to like really get your tap levitation down, but screw all that. Just want to kind of point it out a little bit if somebody was interested how you could go without being damaged. Obviously, you just do it Brosia and kind of chill there. It'd be easier. So who cares about Silksong when you are playing Borderlands 4? I don't have any plans for Borderlands. I remember playing like the first one a long time ago, and there were things about it I thought were really badass, but there were certain things about that I was like, eh. And then since then, never played another one. Wait, how am I drunk right now? What is going on? Oh, I see where I was at. Huh. I thought I was in a totally different spot. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, that's polymorphine over there. Get me away from that. Slurp, slurp. Alright, so we're in parallel worlds now. We need to start focusing more on the WISP element of today's run. Also, we gotta get our infinite heals up and running too. Saving grace, thank you. How to start Noita. Should I need to examine some guides before? Hard to understand. So I would say load up a run or two just to move around a little bit, get the very basics of like, oh, you know, these are the controls down. Then from there, maybe check out a couple guides, and it's like there's like give and take. So you usually play a little bit until you feel frustrated or confused about what the hell to do. Then you can watch a little bit of guides for new players. If you type !new in the channel, I have a link to my video for new guys, but it's like an hour and a half long. You don't need to watch the whole hour. You can literally watch like 5 or 10 minutes and then play for a little bit. And then whenever it feels necessary that you're like, okay, I'm not having fun or I'm confused or whatever, then watch a bit more of the guide. It's about hitting that balance that's good for you. Everybody's different, right? Like some people that balance is some people, they don't even want to touch Noita until they've watched like 20 hours of guides because they don't enjoy the frustrating, confused feeling so much. While other players like that feeling of not knowing what's happening, like spoiler free, all that kind of stuff. In that case, they very rarely go for guide stuff. So it's hard to say for a random person what exactly is the balance for them. But I can say very confidently that Noita, at some point, you will want some kind of guide to it. Like there's nobody that ever truly does it all. There are many people I'm sure that claim, but if you want to experience everything that the game has to offer, at some point you will take in community information. The reason I know that is because even as the community, we still have not solved some of the mysteries in Noita. So my question to them would be like, okay, so if you 100%ed everything on your own, except for the one thing the community didn't solve, how would you know what was the one thing the community didn't solve, you know? How would you know which thing to not spend your time on without asking the community, hey, has this been solved before? Yeah, basically, and this isn't like a hot take either. I think Brain or a lot of people feel like Noita was kind of like designed and set up in a way that it's not really meant to be a one-person experience. You can get the basic win on your own, don't get me wrong. You probably could. You could grind it out, get that basic win. But in terms of the possibilities for the game, how crazy it can get, how strong can your character get on getting that basic win, how powerful can you get, all that kind of stuff. If you really want to unlock your brain to that next level, you're going to want to take in guides and information. Do you think you could kill all the bosses in game without outside help? You mean like if I hadn't ever fought them before? It would take way longer because some of the bosses, it's not very clear what the hell's going on with them. And not only that, every time you figure out a little bit about a boss, it costs you usually an entire run. So for example, the Alchemist definitely costs you a lot of runs, but luckily he's not super deep in, so it probably wouldn't ruin too many runs for you. And then, so like Alchemist, Bridge Boss is really complicated, but luckily he's really early. You can run into him very early. So you probably could figure out some cheese strats on him. Pyramid Boss, yeah, you definitely could. Dragon definitely be fine. Leviathan would be a hard one to figure out completely on your own. I mean, you could definitely do a build to kill him, but to understand completely what he's doing, like why he's just resistant to most things, probably would be a bit confusing. But if you did it blindly, it probably would be just some kind of explosion build, and you're just like, oh, I'm good. How would you even find Tiny with no knowledge? Yeah, I think what would happen is you'd be walking along, and all of a sudden a boss would spawn and just kill you, and you'd be like, oh, there's a boss there. So then you'd have to spend, and that would be like, you know, maybe you're like 4 or 5 hours into a run. So that run would just be thrown in the garbage, all because you just didn't know he spawned in that spot. And then the next time you get all the way there, then you have to learn a little bit about him. Oh, the Forgotten. No, I think the Forgotten can be figured out. The Forgotten, I think, could be figured out for the fact that the eye is kind of used in some other things where you hold the eye out and you can see like an enemy and stuff. So it wouldn't be that far-fetched to think somebody blindly would be like, hold the eye, see the Forgotten. I don't know. I like, for example, whenever I fought the Master of Masters, it was brand new. Like, nobody knew how the boss really worked, didn't know too much about it. So I was pretty much fighting him blindly the first 3 times I fought the Master of Masters, and I killed myself all 3 times because I slowly was learning, like, oh, I need to kill the purple orbs. Like, oh, the red orbs hurt me. But the thing that I hadn't really got down was, like, I understood what was happening with the boss after 3 deaths, but I didn't understand, like, I would put ambrosia on myself, and I would go to fight the boss, and a fucking polymage would just come in from behind me. So it wasn't until chat was explaining, like, you need to stop fighting them, like, let me show you. So, like, my first time I ever ran into him, obviously I just nuked myself. I thought I was going to kill him no problem, because I had, like, 7,000 HP going into a new boss. I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm just going to shoot him. So I just run in there and shot my high damage wand, and I just deleted my character. I was like, what? And then I remember chat was laughing. And then second time we go in there, I ambrosia myself, and then I'm shooting him, and I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, the purple orbs are dying, the red orbs are not. And while we're fighting him, one of the times I think like the ambrosia like stain was off of me for like a second, like just a brief moment, and I actually killed myself. I was like, fuck. All right, so you gotta get rid of the purple orbs, whatever. So then I go back like a 3rd time, and I like stand in a spot like this. I douse myself and like make a small ambrosia pool, and I'm like, okay, now I'm good. And I fight the boss, and I'm slowly killing him. Yes, getting rid of all the orbs, and a fucking polymage comes in and just polys me. I think this actually happened 2 times in a row. So I got polymage. So then the chat was like, stop fighting him on that side. And so then ever since then, I dug into this wall, and I actually just fight him from this wall, because then it becomes, oh, there's like really not much risk as long as you're moving slowly. And you can just find them from here. And yeah, speedrunners will just jump into the arena and they just jump in and they just you can just literally take them on head on. You do run the slight risk though of a polymage being on the edge and throwing a poly shot in there, but if you charge into this guy quick enough, you can kill him so quick that he doesn't really get the opportunity to do too many deadly things. Because remember, the longer the fight goes, the more these guys tend to move around in this area, so that gives more opportunity for a polymage to be like, oh, what's going on here, and then walk into the arena and cause some mayhem. So yeah, there's different strats out there. But yeah, this guy gave me hell the first time that he was added. The bridge boss also kind of fucked me up a bit, but I think it was like the second time I fought him, I killed him. He actually used to spawn here. They actually had him spawning down here. They moved him later to the top up here. But when they had him down here, I wasn't like killing him very well, but I wasn't dying either. Because I was just throwing damage at him and then keeping terrain between me and the boss. So I literally was just chipping down at his HP bar like 1 HP at a time. Because you got to remember, back then it did not show, like they didn't have the clear health bar indicator like they do now, which kind of silly that they didn't have that back then. But yeah, I remember killing him with a mist wand. It was my very first way to ever kill the bridge boss, and it took me like 15 minutes or some crap of fighting him with a damaged mist wand. It took forever. So for the most part, I think most bosses you can figure out though blindly. Most of the stuff that is really complicated about Noita is not necessarily like how do you kill a boss. It's more about how do you effectively kill a boss. You can do everything in like this really inefficient way and eventually get it done, and actually never understand the right way to do it. That's where things get really tricky. And some of them are not obvious. Some of them are deep hidden mechanics in the game that are just like so over the top that it's like, how is a person ever supposed to discover this stuff? And that's why I always say it's like a community driven game. But bashing your head into the wall does work in Noita. It's just, are you willing to bash your head into the wall for that long? The deer boss would be annoying to figure out now. Deer boss is not too bad unless you're talking about specifically the buffest form of the deer boss. Because you gotta remember the deer boss has a little, like a tombstone statue thing that has a picture of a sheep and like 30 marks on it. So in your head, you just be like, kill 30 sheep and something happens. Then the deer boss shows up and you put ambrosia because you're scared. You're like, oh, he can't hurt me. So then you kill him. Like, oh, it's not too bad. But then when you kill like 300 of them and it becomes a different version of that, yeah, then you would probably just insta-kill yourself and not realize, oh, he changes. I don't know. The point is, of my whole Yap Fest, Noita has tons of things about it that can be really fun to discover on your own. But at some point, if you ever hear like a friend that's playing completely blind, that's probably what they prefer. Let them do it. But if there's ever a day they're gonna walk away from Noita because they're like, oh, I've done everything there's to do. I'm done with the game now. That would be the moment to be like, at least before you walk away, look what Noita has to offer. Because there's a chance a person playing completely blind, they'll never even, some of them maybe never even walk into a parallel world. Because I mean, honestly, most games don't make you think. You know, when you hit that invisible wall or that thing that is trying to keep you contained to a zone, you don't think, I'm going to try to break through the barrier. You're like, that's just where the world ends, the map's edge. And Noita, slowly over time, you start to learn there's no rules in this shit. There is no edge. There's no, like, break all the rules. Do whatever you want. Oh, shit. You beat Kolmi and uninstall a game. That's my fear for somebody who like beats Noita. My fear is that they play Noita and they're like, that was a pretty great game. I had a good time. I beat the boss. That was pretty cool. And then they walk away. And it's like, if you had even a little bit of enjoyment on that journey to kill Kolmi, then getting the game spoiled and hearing all what it has to offer, I think is a great idea for you because it gets so much more than that. Let's go. Ooh. A little bit of tinkering. There we go. That'll help a lot. So now what we can do... Deadly heal. Let's get rid of all the deadly heals. Deadly heal with Boomerang. Okay, it's going to be kind of weird. So Gamma has to copy the last spell. So last spell, we make it to be Deadly Heal. Boomerang will be attached to Gamma. Gamma copies the Deadly Heal. So when we shoot it, it boomerangs into our face. But the issue is, Deadly Heal does not start to help you until it has hurt you. It must hurt you first before it can help you. So basically, we have to find a way to hurt ourselves with it. So we're going to put Piercing on this bad boy. When we shoot it, ow. As you can see, it actually does some significant damage. In fact, if our health is too low, it will kill us before it can heal us. So the fix for that is going to be to put down a large multicast of some kind. Put the piercing... Ah, fuck. Yeah, that should be fine. Piercing here. Copy random thrice there. And then now, copy random thrice will be forced to copy piercing every time because it can't copy deadly heal. Otherwise, you'd have a way to do infinite heals using copy random, which would be kind of amazing, actually. And now we have infinite heals. That does not hurt us. It is completely safe to use. Why doesn't it hurt anymore? So, copy random thrice. I'm tricking it into copying the piercing. But let's pretend that I only had this one piercing. It does minus 15 damage. The deadly heal does 30 damage. So this is removing half of the minus 15 from 30 leaves it at 15 remaining. So if you had 2 piercings, it would take away all damage from the deadly heal. So that's why I'm using the copy random thrice. I'm just trying to use something to copy 1 more piercing. But you don't have. You could use a Moo. Moo copies every modifier type spell on the wand. So Moo will copy the piercing. This will also make 2 piercings, meaning it removes all damage. There's different ways to go about it. Just because I show a way doesn't mean it is the way. It's just one of, you know, Noita is a game of creativity. There's like a billion ways to solve things. Is the damage on Deadly Heal a base value? I've seen it do hundreds of damage. So it does do 30. The problem is you have to make it hurt yourself to be able to heal you. So if you put something like piercing on it, it makes it whenever it hits you, it delivers the damage, but it also continues to hit you because that's the piercing effect. It doesn't hit you once. Depending on the angle that it hits your character, it can sometimes hit you like 10 times. So then you're in the hundreds because it hits you so well. Like it hits you at the perfect angle. Or even if it only hits you once because maybe you don't use piercing. But it tends to be that if somebody doesn't use piercing, it's common that they use something like a bloodlust. Bloodlust is this one here. A projectile gains a hefty damage boost, but it is also able to hurt you. So you're like, okay, that's good because you want the deadly heal to hurt you. That's how it heals you. But now you've just added 33 damage to your deadly heal. So base 30 damage, an additional 33 on top of it. So now it's going to do 63 damage just from one deadly heal. So it's not that surprising to think that they found a way to make the deadly heal fuck you up. Isn't copy random a gamble on what it will copy? It depends on where you put it. So if you know how to line it up in your wand, you can put it in a spot where you can guarantee what it copies. I have a video that goes into deep detail on this, where it explains like how to manipulate the copy randoms. In fact, the video is called "Copy Random Spells Might Be OP." It's on the YouTubes, and but the short explanation is if you had everything in one cast, everything casts in one moment, not like one projectile, another projectile, that'd be multiple. No, one single, you cast it, everything on the wand cast. But when that happens, it actually goes in order of left to right. So wherever the copy random is, it can only copy things that are to the right of it. That's the only ones it can copy because everything's in one cast. And so because of that, whatever you put to the right of it, if you only put one thing there, you're guaranteeing to copy it. In our case, we have 2 things to the right of it, but you got to remember that copy random is not allowed to copy things like black holes or heals. Otherwise, people would use copy random instead of things like Greek letters. So basically, we abuse the fact that it will always ignore deadly heal, and then that means that the only thing it's eligible to copy is piercing. In a moment, I'm going to need your guys' help to select what we are going to turn into the main WISP spell. I think I watched this one time and understood nothing, but at this point I didn't know about the pyramid either. That's one of the things too that's tricky about giving game knowledge with Noita is there's like a time and a place when for knowledge, certain information. Teaching somebody how to do, you know, a build like infinite black holes like this when they're a new player, not exactly helpful. They're not going to understand what's going on. But just letting them know that there is a way in the future to do infinite black holes, that'd probably be the important thing. I tend to go on a deep rant just so that it covers everything, but then I think some of the new guys just end up being confused when it's like, all right, well, not all the information was for you. Covered a piece of it for the new guys, but then a piece of it for the more, the guys that have grinded a bit more Noita. Let me... You know what? We're just gonna go to hell, I think. Let's go to hell. So once you get to the point that I'm at right now in a run, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. Obviously, you could still die, don't get me wrong. But your goals are a lot more, I don't know, flexible. Like you can just go by your mood. So, for example, we could, if somebody was like, hey, HP is our goal. We want to get as high HP as possible. We could easily take our HP into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, depends on how psychotic we're feeling. Since right now we're only at 1,200, that's not that crazy. Alright, we're in hell. Okay, so null shot's pretty nice. Not bad. We end up spending all of our gold, aren't we? So once you have the null shot, we don't need the copy random thrice, because the null shot will make it so that the heal already can't hurt us. So we're just going to be getting healed and we'll be fine. In this run, wait, if this run is WISP material hunting time, are you still powering up or something? I'm trying to look down here for anything that can help us with our WISP gathering, like a summon Psychosova would be nice, but it's not 100% necessary. I just wanted to find some stuff. I really haven't found much. Would the explosion mist wisp be good? The giant explosion ones look really pretty. Yeah, I like the giant explosion mist. The problem is you do have to have explosion immunity, otherwise you're gonna hurt yourself a bit, but yeah, I like that build. I was promised glass cannon. We'll see what we can do, Mary. We'll see what we can do. First we gotta get just any kind of wisp. Right now it's desperation time. Wand homing again, just to play with your heart. Oh, there's an increase. That's something that could be potentially really helpful today in a WISP build. Depending on the kind of WISP build that we run. Usually the reduce is the more important one to get your hands on. Alright, we are going to be heading back up. Just in case. Nope. Nope. Tentacle timer. There's a better homing at least than our current one. Up that. Wait. I think I saw Nutty saying something about doing a tentacle wisp, but what's the setup for it? How crazy of a setup is it? Tentacle wisp. All right. So for those that don't know, oops. For those that don't know, a wisp is a projectile that does not die ever. It has an infinite lifetime. So what we are going to try to do is build some kind of interesting tentacle wisps, or I mean any interesting wisp that we could that's explosive. Tentacle wisp is a maybe, but I gotta look up what the resources for it even are. I do not have that one memorized. I believe tentacle timer should be the same. 8, 1, and 5. Weebs. Weebs. Behave yourselves. Please hold. I'm doing my best, sir. Marfoy, you keep fighting those weebs off. Keep punching. That's the 100th Wisp run. I think everybody knows what a Wisp is. You never know, Daheka. You never know. Sorry, I'm doing some math in my head. I'm like, how does this make sense? Oh, wait. Tentacle's natural lifetime is 60. No, it still doesn't make sense to me. We're trying to land at -1. If we had 5 of these, it'd be 250. Plus that'd be 275. So plus 275. 275 plus 60. Oh, okay, it really does work out. That makes sense. And then minus 336 equals -1. Okay, I don't know why my brain wasn't piecing that one together. So I'm trying to look at an alternative to that. An alternative. What's an alternative? If I have this one here. Nah, it's not worth. I wasn't sure if maybe increased lifetime could play a role in that. Ooh, we could do a luminous drill wisp. That could be kind of cool. Tentacle wisps. Let's see what we got here. Oh, these are our options. Oh shit. Okay, well they all require reduced lifetimes. I can't remember ever making a luminous drill wisp. We already have a divide by 4 and we have an increased lifetime. So we'd have that. We would literally just need the 9 reduces, which sounds a little rough. So it would be divide by 2, divide by 4, divide by 2, reduce, divide by 4, increase, luminous drill, and every time you fire it, you'd have a 100% chance. Would that work? We still need that reduce though. That thing's gonna haunt us. Also, we haven't even found a luminous drill, which could become our biggest problem. Cast that wand. Which one? The one with the tentacle timers? How about this one? How did I leave my heal? I don't know. Alright, top right takes us to the portal. Portal will go down. We do need to make a small pit stop, I think. Here. No, we do not need the gold room song again. I'm just doing a quick... today's wig is fresh. Shut your mouth. Just need some more gold for a moment. Bingo! Give it to the first person that says they want it when you take a look, when you look at it. Let me see. It could be a lie. You cheater! You cheater! I was wondering what you were on about with those tentacles. I was like, huh? My issue with the luminous drill wisp is I actually don't know how triggering spells works on a luminous drill wisp. I mean, worst case, we could attach... Well, no. If we were to attach the orbit nukes, they still die off. Alright. We got enough gold that in a bit I can go to heaven and check if Summon Tekasova is there. I'm also going to glance into hell. Remember, we are looking... Ooh, that was a little bit too fast. We are looking for a wand with a reduce lifetime on it. We get the reduced lifetime, we party. We twerk. I don't think I've seen any reduces today, but then again, I was moving. Ooh, that one looks like it, but not quite. That's slow but steady. That's the second slow but steady I think I've seen today. Oh, there's luminous drill. Found that. If we find a reduced lifetime, we can almost do something like right away. Acceleration. Electric arc. Ooh, that could be fun potential. In fact, we can use it on our current wand if we would like to. Who just threw that at me? That piece of shit. Get 'em, boys. I do like the electric arc. You guys know me. little bit of that arcing power.
Moin.
Moin to you. What's up, Jostings? For a second, I thought you were Kuraluk. I was like, he's up late today, or he's waking up later than usual. 1 reduced lifetime, please. Oh. Order up, baby! Woo! Reduced lifetime. Ask and ye shall receive. So, the good news is the deadly heal also can be made into a wisp off of 1 reduce. So what we could do is we can make 2 kinds of wisps. We could make a deadly heal wisp that is protecting us at all times, while also making this luminous drill wisp thing that we're going to try to make that we may end up having to go with something else afterwards because it may be too ridiculous. But yeah, let's try to do this. In fact, sorry, my stomach's growling over here. I'm already hungry. Let's make the deadly heal wisp first, just to show it in action. A wisp that should protect us forever. Okay, so the order for the deadly heal wisp is going to be kind of funky because we can't use the null shot on it, meaning that we do need 1 reduce on that. Here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to divide by 4. I don't know if this will work correctly. Divide by 4 the boomerang. Copy random. Is this going to work? Is that a thing? Because is this going to set up correctly? Oh, we need this. Well, actually, that doesn't matter on there. If it goes terribly wrong, I mean, surely it'll only just murder us right away. Remove chainsaw? Remove chainsaw. Is it causing any problems? I think it's fine. Was it gonna kill me? It's gonna shred you. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. It would have been doing some slicing, wouldn't it? Wait, how would that have worked? No, it wouldn't have. It would have been fine. Unless you can make that into a... I don't think it would have been fine. Alright. So now, for the rest of the stream, you get to hear this. Bloop, 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 bloop. It was going to be doing slice damage, piercing. Yeah, but did we have a setup to make a wisp out of the chainsaw as well? Did it just... What did it just... Oh. Oh, shit, it just carried it away. Come back, wisp! I just worked to make you. Come back! Okay, well... It's fine. We have the setup that we need. Yeah, if we have to get a black hole and a white hole to cancel out the gravitational pull, so that doesn't happen. Not a priority at the moment, but we can do it. We've actually passed a couple white holes now that were in heaven or in hell. If only you passed 20 white holes in hell. I wanted to save my money at the time. I didn't know what I would need it for. I wasn't sure. Alright, we took the portal because the portal's going to take us back to the main world. So now we're no longer in the parallel world. Then we're going to run over here. Now this is important. You got to write this down. What we're about to do is called full body exfoliation. By the way, whenever creating the wisp, there's a 6% chance that it actually makes it. So every time I fire it, 6% chance. There we go. Yep, 2,000 years later. Ah, the lava. It hurts so good, baby. I wonder if I travel in here. Ooh, if I go fast enough, I can keep the heal off of me. I see. Okay. So while we listen to the blub, 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 let me decide how we're going to go about everything else. When we shoot a black hole, it's just going to pull away our blubs. The blub, blub, blub. Which is fine. Let's go grab a divide by 4 and a divide by 2 up in heaven. Oh, the heal came back! My child! Can't really see the spells too well when you're up here, can you? Actually, I'm gonna grab... I did it on purpose. That's how confident I am. I didn't want that ambrosia anymore. Don't you dare Bahee at me ever again. Mods. Punch them in the face. Teach them a lesson. Spells to acid. We are going to need that to try to contain stuff, I think.
Love water.
Divide by 4.
Flowering their heads off.
I see how it is. Summon Takasova. I looked for you for 5 years, you piece of shit. Now you're showing up? After all the trouble I went through? Why did I ever not listen to Indoor Cat? He always goes for heaven first. I would have found it so much quicker. Alright, well, in that case, we're looking at the summon Takasova pool. Bloop, 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 bloop. What things are we interested in? We can grab some ad manas. It's got drilling in that, which we may end up needing. Phasing could be fun, but I don't know if we're going to do anything with that. Got nuke orbit. White hole is in that. Okay, so we'll just grab our white hole through summon Takasova. You need the drilling shot anyways. Oh, does the luminous drill get completely fucked by it? I honestly can't remember. Like I said, when it comes to the luminous drill, I don't know if I've ever made a wisp out of it. Let me just go get the divide by 2 and then we will be looking good. Do you ever play the co-op mod with viewers? We used to play one with Noita together. We haven't done it in a bit. Noita together is a mass multiplayer or mass multiverse Noita mod. But it currently, we're on a hiatus. We used to play it for years. But these days, we're on a break from it. But yeah, we used to run 120-man lobbies. Good times, good times. Definitely some memes. Divide by 3 again. Divide by 3 again. This is getting a little bit out of control. Divide by 2! Woo! There's the divide by 2. And then let's just drop down to the ground. But first we need to go far to the side to get out of the way of another divide by 2. Sometimes this game is such a dick. It's like the moment you find the thing you're looking for, then it's like, now you can find 20 of them. Alright, dropping down. We have unlocked the secret ending. We did it. The eyes. The eyes have been solved. We did it. Where's Minecraft on your desktop? You know what's crazy is I have never played Minecraft on this computer, and it's like, I don't know, 2.5 years old, 3 years old now. I don't know what the hell's going on with Steam. It is like full on. Hold on, let me have to control delete out of this shit or something. It is in full on shitting itself mode. Oh, it said there was an update in Dota 2. It was literally running an update in the background. God damn it.
Open the shop, old man.
Oh? We don't have our divide by 2, but I know where it's at least. Okay, so we traveled over here. Then, actually, you know what? Let's do an actual restart of the game after what we just experienced. Let's do an official close and open so that hopefully it's more smooth.
Oh, I really wish you got...
And I think this was the island that we found it on. Yes, that's the exact one we bought last time. Then we flew over here. Smacked our face on this island. Saw a second one. Which was, I don't know, somewhere over there. Oh yeah, right there. Then we flew over here. If you get a second Lumi, you could do an electric arc WISP. Oh shit. Such a cool idea. I love it. You got a good brain. We are going to... Actually, if I shoot this, will it heal me now? Yeah, it will. In fact, it may stay around for a bit, too. We gotta get the Wand of Multitudes. That'll help us a lot with our wand crafting stuff. We have the Divide Bys. That's reduce. Alright, let's go grab the Multitudes real quick. Multitudes, here we come. Alright, this wand is getting retired. There we go. First things first, let's focus on getting our... the first spawner one. Summon Tekasova. Oops, not that. This stuff can stay. I don't think it really matters too much. Alright, we need to get Luminous Drill from this. What else do we need? Oh, Drilling Shot. God damn it. Drilling and Luminous Drill. Well, there's that. Here's another... Oops. There's another one of those. Luminous Drill. Yes, please. So we got the extra Luminous Drill. In fact, I'll just do that. How about... Makes it easier. And then we find drilling, and then we should be set. I hope so. Maybe, maybe. There's add mana. If we want to farm a lot of add manas, we could just stand in the spot all day, just grabbing all the add manas. Which I'll grab a couple, I guess. Just in case we need them. I don't think we will, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to have some spares. There's a piercing, there's a white hole. Did we grab the white hole earlier? We did not. Whoops. What is this? What do you mean, what is this? What is what? What is going on? We are wand swapping. We are using Summon Tekasova to sort through wands. I do have a video on my YouTube channel that literally all you have to do is just type in that spell name right there. Summon Tekasova, which I know is spelled pretty crazy. And it will show you exactly what we're doing. Essentially, we are abusing a mechanic that tries to spawn in a ghost and a wand, but the ghost picks up the wrong wand whenever it spawns in. So there's an invisible enemy that spawns that picks up this wand right here, when in reality it was supposed to pick up this wand right here. Since it picks up the wrong wand, it says, wait, this isn't the wand I'm supposed to hold, and then it deletes itself along with the old wand that was there. You can continually do this. It's like you're desyncing the ghosts with the wands that they're supposed to carry. So invisible ghosts is gonna, now if I summon it here, the invisible ghost will pick up its correct wand, so then it just flies around because it's like, hey, I got the right wand. We do not want them to have the right wand. We want them to grab the wrong wand. So then we summoned a on top of it, and now it just disappears with it. But yeah, I go into more detail on my YouTube video if you're really super interested in wanting to dive into it. But the X and Y coordinate is what decides is on what kind of wand it summons in. That's how Noita's wand system is in terms of like its RNG is seeded. How does that work if you aren't moving while you cast it then? If I'm not moving, if I'm in the same spot, it's just going to keep summoning the same one. The only reason it changes a little bit is because my character does kind of like naturally, see how he nudges his wand kind of shifts back and forth. This causes the X and Y coordinate to change and vary slightly. But you pretty much get the same wands over and over and over. Yep, he's got that. He's breathing. Stop breathing, damn it. Oh wait, there is a drilling, but I knew I saw something. I was like, what did I see? It's a drilling, but it's an always cast. We don't want that. There is boomerang on there, which we may actually need that. Hold up. We may actually need to go hard on these boomerangs for a moment. Can't even see the fucking wand stuff. Oh wait. Oh, it's you're getting the wrong ones. I don't think it's that rare of a spawn in. I think RNG is just scamming us right now. I don't know how we're not seeing any drilling shots. I know I go fast, but I do that because I can eat. If I can see it just once, even for a flicker, I can resummon it in as long as I'm not moving. Are you kidding me right now about this wand? You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to go into full-on massacre mode where I just shred everything. Alright, here's what we do.
I'm Sherry Kitten. I'm a 24/7 sex slave.
Listen, I know that's not the best way to do it either. I was just angry. I needed to vent some anger, man. Exactly, it's cathartic. It's helping me from going insane right now. Oh my gosh, please, not the oil everywhere. Are you kidding me? Can you go through them a bit faster so I can almost see what spells there are? I don't know what's happening. There's always something in these runs. I'm telling you, the WISP runs are cursed to always have one spell short of some good shit. See, there's the Matter Eater one. Oh. This is why you gotta be careful with that. I was not being careful. I see that now. What do you need? Drilling shot? We've needed it for the last... Oh shit, did I just pass it? I moved as I was talking. Wait, there was I... Oh! Yes! I see it! We're on the right spot! We're on the... There, yeah. It's like the wand is kind of in an awkward spot. Yeah, there it goes. Yay! I knew I saw it. There we go! Finally! We have finished our build. And now with drilling shot. If I shoot this one, what does it look like? Oh, that's kind of cool looking. Huh. Pretty neat. Okay, so let's build the luminous drill wisp. And apparently it should be 100% chance to cast correctly if we do everything right. So let us begin. We are gonna go with piercing, luminous drill. We do need the drilling. Infestation, we don't need you. Boomerang we are going to need. Homing is also going to be necessary. In fact, we want to have more homing than boomerang, so that may complicate things a little bit. Increased lifetime is supposed to have a divide by 4 on it. And then divide by 4, divide by 2, put a second luminous drill. Let's see if I happen to build this correctly. You're gonna run into draw issues like that? Oh fuck. So where are we gonna put? Can I move them in a different spot in the order? Actually, if I put them at the end, will it help? Because it is a 26 cast wand. Maybe we'll somehow luck into it. Maybe? That'd be nice. Oh, the electric arc dies off anyways after a short period of time. Huh. Okay, we have the add trigger here. Then we have the 0 charge. Then we're going to put... Okay, so this needs to be within the... this goofiness here. And then the divide by 4, divide by 2 are going to go onto that. Can I leave the other modifiers as they are? Let's see if that'll allow us indoor cat. You're a genius, indoor cat. Sadly, though, the electric arc dies away so quickly. I thought it actually hung around a little bit longer. That's... makes me a little bit sad, but it'll do for now. If you... So as they exist now, will they do any damage? Actually, I don't think so. Oops. Ow. Come here, little Lumi drills. My children. Thank you, indoor cat. Appreciate you, man. Oh no, we are doing damage. Good. So we have to swap out this with an omega, and then we have to put down the black hole and white hole. But now when I shoot it, because they cancel out the gravitational pull, they don't take my wisps away from me. Wait, where the... Oh, they're going after the statue. God damn it. Kill the stupid statue. There we go. My children. Actually, and because of the way it's set up, since it's 100%, it just means every time we fire this, we'll get 2 more. So then, you could actually have a whole army of these going, couldn't you? Spin. Can't wait for poly. If I get polymorphed, I do instantly die. There's no way I don't. You know what would be nice? Actually, if I throw the homing into that group there, it's going to be... let me kill off all my current projectiles. Oh, shit, what's on?
You guys can see this guy right now. He is drenched in
let's... Spells to acid. Alright, so we killed off all of our wisps. And I'll explain what's happening for those new guys in a moment. Let me just... Trying to get my build in a playset. I like it. Luckily, indoor cat got us set up quite nicely. We may have to put more boomerangs. We'll see. Okay, let's check this out. I still feel like the homing effect is not quite that strong. Accelerating or even with accelerated homing? It shouldn't need accelerated homing or anything like that. I have regular homing. I put enough on them. I have a... I mean, I could use accelerated homing, but I don't know if I would... It may be a little bit too goofy. I don't know. We do have this, though. We could throw this into the group. Wait, what did I... Oh, no, we're good. So basically, for anybody who doesn't know, a wisp is whenever you give a projectile an infinite lifetime. And what it means is that normally a projectile, no matter if it doesn't hit an enemy, it can hit nothing. If you just shoot it into the abyss, into the unknown, it will eventually just disappear because its lifetime expires. And most of them actually don't have that long of a lifetime. It expires decently fast because, I mean, they'll travel outside your range of vision really quickly. An example of some spells that have longer lifetime, though, that just naturally live for a long time, would be something like the mist spells. I'm sure you've seen these before, where you cast the mist, like the toxic mist, the slime mist or the blood mist. The mist of spirits actually dies pretty quickly. So because of that, they have a longer lifetime compared to something like a spark bolt, which only is alive for like a couple seconds. So like not even, maybe like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. It's pretty quick. So you can take just about any projectile in Noita and force it to have an infinite lifetime. And the way you do that is by, when the devs were programming the game, they were choosing the lifetime for spells. But so not every spell necessarily should have a lifetime. For example, there is a spell called Summon Rock, where you literally just summon in a stone that sits there, right there. Rock, it's just rock, not even summon rock. So just cast it and then a rock just sits there. Well, they were like, well, the rock should never expire. It should just stay there forever. So how do we make sure it never disappears? Just set its lifetime at -1. If its lifetime is -1, it means don't ever worry about deleting it. It can just stay in the world forever. Well, using that idea of giving it a lifetime at -1, well then, since... Not now, god damn it. It's always these moments you guys are like, what if I was to play a sound command? You shut your yappers. Basically, you take this idea that something can live forever, and since other spells can also have their lifetime brought up or down, then you just try to set it at -1. If you get it set at -1, then it will follow the same rules as the lifetime on the rock. It will live forever. So a luminous drill, the spell we're using right here, has a lifetime. In fact, there's a chart, there's a literal wiki page that awesome people in the Noita community, they put a lot of effort into keeping these wiki pages filled with really helpful information. And this one here, the Guide to Infinite Lifetime Spells, which by the way, I'll link this in the chat in case you're interested. Here it is right there. This one has a chart that shows you every single spell that can be made into a WISP, meaning a projectile with an infinite lifetime. It tells you what you need to make it have an infinite lifetime. That doesn't mean it is the only way to make it have an infinite lifetime. They just tried to make it as efficiently as possible with as few modifiers needed as possible. What do you need to make a WISP? So the one that we're doing right now is the luminous drill, which is this one right here. And this one, as you can see, is kind of brutal. It needs 9 reduced lifetimes and 5 increased lifetimes. So that you could just literally find 9 reduced lifetimes and then grab 5 increased lifetimes, attach it to one luminous drill, and when you cast it, there's a 100% chance every time you cast it, it will create a WISP. The reality is, though, finding 9 reduced lifetimes would usually be a pain in the ass, just like finding 5 of these increased lifetimes. That's where it starts to get a little bit crazy, because you can start to use divide bys, things that copy the current modifiers to amplify its effect. And that's what we have going on, is we use some divide bys, and Indoor Cat was telling us we had to set up a little bit of funkiness to make sure that it didn't, the discarding from the divide bys didn't like overwrite or discard something that we didn't want it to discard. So something simple though, that one's a little bit crazy. I don't know if I've ever made a WISP luminous drill. This is my first time today, I think. My first time ever, I mean, was today. I may have a long time ago, but it definitely wasn't recently. But some of them are really simple. Like, look at this. Ball lightning. All you need is 1 reduced lifetime. And then from there, every time you fire it, there's a 2.4% chance that it will make a WISP, an infinite lifetime one. The reason this one's not 100% is because every time you create a ball lightning, it chooses a range. It chooses a random, like it'll have a lifetime between 10 to 50 frames. So for you to get it set at -1 frame, then that means that you have to land on the exact number, which in this case, we're doing -42. So we need the number to land on 41. So 41 does fall within this range. It's just, it is one of 40 possible frames that it can land on. Actually more than that, because I think you would consider 10 and 50, I think, are inclusive. So probably 42 possible ones. Hopefully you get the idea. Yeah, you can make a Paul in WISP. You can make a lot of things can be made into WISPs. Now, the community doesn't really consider just because you made something have an infinite lifetime, they usually don't refer to that as a wisp. What really brings it together is once you make this projectile have a lifetime that it will live forever, well, then you got to attach more modifiers to it to make it seem like it has a mind of its own. So, for example, you need to attach some modifiers to make it do damage to enemies. You need to attach some modifiers to make it home after enemies, so it hunts them down. Then, once it hunts them down and it kills them, you need it to come back to you, otherwise you'll just lose it. So you need Boomerang to make it come back. So that's, at the end of the day, the Wisp is like a nickname. It's not something that the devs exactly created, but does homing rock count as a Wisp? Yeah, it technically would count as a Wisp. I guess you maybe would need some kind of Boomerang element for people to say, well, it doesn't come back to the player, but yeah, I think technically it would qualify as a Wisp, since it's just a really, really easy Wisp. Really, really easy one. So yeah, we gave it Boomerang so that it follows the player, and then we also gave it homings so that whenever an enemy is nearby and it sees that enemy. Oh, another important thing is the drilling. The drilling shot makes it so that whenever it hits terrain, see how it's going? It goes through the terrain. Otherwise, it would just die off or get stuck on the terrain depending on the kind of projectile that you're using. So drilling's another important modifier. This is kind of a lame area to look through. But see, there's an enemy. They have a mind of their own. See, they'll hunt them down, and then they come back to me. And we can let these wisps go. If you ever are toying around with wisps, trying out super crazy concoctions, some of them can be dangerous to the player. You could end up killing your own character. So I tend to keep something like spells to acid nearby. It is the equivalent of like keeping that shotgun nearby to kill your own pet if you have to, because he may go fucking wild. So then spells to acid, you're like, oh shit, I put something on it, because you can accidentally add some modifiers to it that are actually dangerous. And when that happens, you cast the spells to acid, it will kill off all nearby spells. Because you're like, oh shit, we had to put him down. He fucking had rabies, man. Had to do it. But let's go to an area with actual fun enemies to fight with. And we're supposed to be making an explosive build, which we're not quite to the explosive element, but in fact we may end up turning it into a different kind of wisp to get the explosive element going. Add explosive projectile. Okay, we'll throw it back on there. In fact, we can just do that. Will it do it on regular frames? For some reason I thought it had to die off, but we'll find out, I guess. Okay, so we cast them. Make some of our little wisp children. In fact, having the orbit larpa just looks cool at first, but in reality it isn't really doing much. Because once they hit the walls, the orbit larpas just kind of die off. Little pointless. Yeah, see, so we're not getting any explosions on it because the projectile has to die for the explosive element to take place. Kind of cool watching them in action though, right? They're like hunting down every enemy. Like, kill them all! And don't worry, we will mix up this kind of the way that it's fighting in a bit. Just enjoying letting it run around and murder some stuff. It's not uncommon for you to lose a wisp because whenever there's enemies, like say there's the enemy up there, right? And the homing starts to pull. The homing starts to pull to this enemy up here. Well, if while it's pulling up to here and it goes to hit them, there's another enemy even above that one, they'll then go to the next enemy, and then there may be another enemy, and so they start to like kind of pull away from you. And if you're moving around at the same time, it wouldn't be that crazy to think that it gets outside your like render range, and then you kind of just lose them. That's usually why I like to keep the setup on my character, so that if I need to, I can just make more of them. Does extra drilling shots make it go through terrain faster? I feel like the answer is no, but I can't remember. I don't remember stacking drilling shots and it going through the terrain smoother. I think that you can give it... I think maybe like a stronger boomerang effect. There is something that we've had it in the past that it glided through the terrain a little bit better. It could just be the projectile itself. Maybe it was like glowing lance. Or just regular lance. No, I think it was... One of them glided through the terrain pretty damn well. I can't remember what the limitations were. You just have to, like, it's just one of the things you toy around with. Once you make a wisp, you start to feel out stuff. And then, because they're just more goofy, they're not a necessity, I tend to forget the little details. And then I make them again. Can you show us how Kiwi or Deer God fare against these lovely wisps? Would not be good. We would need Ambrosia to even stand a chance with the Deer boss, and even then, I guess we could do an explosive, the explosive wisp we can use on that dude. Shouldn't Luminous dig through faster without drilling shots? Let's try it out. Let's, like I said, I couldn't remember, like, this is like my first time with the Luminous wisps. I've just made them into, like, you know, extended the lifetime before, but let's see. Oh no, you're right, they do glide through really well. Wait, do they get stuck on stuff? Hold on. They may lose their ability to, No, they do go through pretty well. Wait, what did I take off of it? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I was like, they're still going. There we go. Oh, no, they get stuck. Yeah, there. They do get... Oh, well, hold on now. We'll go calling it too early. What caused them to get stuck on that one terrain specifically? It's like certain things... Was he still alive? Oh, yeah, the dude nearby that rezzed him. Oh, it's because it depends on the material they hit. So obviously, so certain materials that are harder to dig, they get kind of jammed up on, but it does seem like it does go smoother through snow materials. It does kind of like blast through them really slick. Huh. So it's like there's an advantage and a disadvantage to it. So just depending on what... So I imagine if you're in the jungle, for example, you'd be like, oh, you're in the jungle? Don't even put the drilling on there, because it'll just slip through that jungle ground like it's nothing. Would ground to sand be better than Matter Eater then? That could be a solid idea. Because then you don't have to worry about any of the rough materials slowing them down, and then it's just... Whoosh, yeah, I think that's a pretty great idea. Is ground to sand in the Summon Takasova pool? I cannot remember. I never remember these things. Yes, it is. Ooh, it is. It is. Ground to sand. Wait. Ground to sand. I'm blind. My eyes. My eyes. There it is. Ground to sand. All right, let's try this out. Especially on something like these luminous drills, it could be kind of badass. Let's get to a good spot for wand crafting. Or wand farming. And then, most importantly, make sure to always put down, be responsible, put down your pets. It sounded pretty evil, actually. My apologies. Alright. So we're looking for ground to sand. And I'm in the water, so this is going to be super annoying. I have to go kind of slow at the moment, otherwise I'll end up going right past it. Oh, found it already. Ground to sand. Let's try that out. I think that was an awesome idea. Okay. Alright, ground to sand. We do not have the drilling spell on there. So now we shoot off our little luminous drill wisps. And yeah, look at them go. Woo! They're feisty. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I messed up the, hold up. What did I mess up? Oh, I forgot to put this back. My bad. This was supposed to go here. It just, anything with 0 charges, I believe, can go there. I think even that can work. If I remember correctly. It'd just be... yeah, something with 0 charges, but we were using our black holes there, so we'll leave that there. Alright, Alright, my little wisp children. Holy shit. And if you get the perk dissolve powders, that'd be really helpful too, because then you don't have to worry about all this sand like kind of getting in your way. Yeah, this now it's really gliding through the terrain. Woo! They are angry. And remember, I just used luminous drill. Luminous drill is one of the ones that's kind of, I feel like it's one of the, it's cool as a wisp, don't get me wrong. But the fact that you need 9 reduces and 5 increases is a bit of a pain. Spark trigger, which I have 0 of right now. I have a spark timer, I guess. The spark trigger just needs 1 reduce lifetime. Literally 1 reduce, and you can make it into a wisp. And that's pretty efficient. But this is more of a, this is a luxury wisp. Alright, so we need some explosiveness on our wisp. We need some boom. So this is where, it's one of the downfalls of the wisp, is that if you get near something that has, that's giving other nearby enemies immortality, they'll sometimes get stuck on them for a bit. They get like hung up. Anyways, while this wisp is really cool and fun to toy around with, it's time that we get explosive. And yeah, we're gonna do this simple. I know, but hey, we built 2 different kinds of wisps this time, so at least that's fun. Unmute us? Oh yeah, I forgot. I was in the middle of yapping earlier, and then you guys were being a pain. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make baby's first wisp. I know you're proud of me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Add trigger and use Lumi. Will it work just fine? There will be no toying with the... It won't fuck with the discards and stuff? If so, then... That's nice. Should be fine. Oh. I just knew it was going to mess it up. Alright, well we can grab... Has to be an add trigger. Can grab any... Oh, that's true. Grab any trigger, replace this. Okay, yeah. Good, true. Then we can use the actual add trigger for what we want to. Good thinking. Good thinking. This should work. Move that there. Okay, so we have that. Freeze up that. In fact, we're probably going to make 1 at a time instead of the 2 luminous strokes. There's no reason for 2 anymore. I don't think. Add trigger, explosion, weakening curse, and then we got to put something in it. So let's put this, which is currently doing nothing, there. With that, let's try that out and see how that works. If it doesn't completely fuck everything up. Oh, wait. That add trigger is gonna get maybe pretty scuffed. Let's see. Forever. Okay, I have that not correct. What the hell? Wait, no? Let's try a different projectile just to see if that's the factor. I don't think it is. There's some bad guys. Go after them. Okay, it does cause them to die off by putting this add trigger there. Let me check something real quick just to be certain that it's not something else I'm messing with. So we move that shit. Then we fire off this. Oh no, I messed with something else. Whoops. Oh, it's the piercing. Well, that'll do it. We'll get rid of one of these add manas. I forgot that got moved. Whoops. Hold up. Where did I put everything? This. Sure. Oh, there we go. Oh, even better. You can actually put homing on the huh. That may actually be better than what we have going on right now. Holy shit, fuck off. Oh shit. It was actually a lot more acid than I was ready for. Some serious acid going on. We're gonna take our homing and take it off of the luminous drill. Have the luminous drill wisp rely solely on rotate towards, and then have the infestation explosive projectile combo have homing. Let's see. I also need to get a refresh the recharges or do something to make it so I never run out of charges with the ground to sand. Yeah, that build does work. It's pretty explosive. Oh yeah, the weakening. That's what it was. Thank you. So I know I'm forgetting something. Alright, new wisp. Go get them. Get them, boys. So they are applying the weakening curse to me, but I am explosion immune. So it doesn't matter if you are getting, if your own wisp is applying the weakening curse. As long as you're immune, explosions can't do anything to you. So nothing to worry about. You want more gargantuan explosions? Alright, let me think. I know where I can get some real quick. Quick and easy. And I wonder if... So... That's a copy. Let's do an alpha. That's a copy of the first spell. And we're getting rid of all of our ad monos, aren't we? And then we can put the ground to sand back on there, and we still should be good. And then in that case, I don't know if the drilling is a problem being there. I don't think it matters, but let's see. What? Yeah, it seems like it's fine. Damn, look at it go. Look at him go. Let's get back to the main area. I thought I was gonna run into some enemies.
I plink it to the left. I plink it to the right. I plink it every morning and I plink it every night. I plink it when I'm nervous. I plink it when I'm chill.
Chill! So if I fire off that, this should follow us everywhere now. Remember when you take portals, they won't follow you through the portals. Sadly. Oh my god, that looked like I had polymorphine on me. I thought I was done. No, still nothing that I want yet. Now remember, your own wisp will kill you immediately. Immediately. If you... I don't even need that there. If you get polymorphed. My own wisp will look at me as the enemy, and they will try to kill me. Yeah, you could get the egg tech. Try to save your butt. Wait, there was... I swear, there it is. There it is. So what we can do now is we can, instead of putting these infestations, which apparently is not entertaining enough for the chat, instead we can go with propane tanks.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Oh, it did already start? It stopped using them. Hey. I guess are they limited? Where's the explosions? Huh. This goes here. That off. This one seems to do a better job retaining the payload. I don't know what was happening with the propane tank payload thing. Oh shit! So what's happening here? We have a wisp that hunts down enemies, but the enemy that it hunted down actually gets healed by explosions. So it's like a scenario where it's just... So basically, it's the projectile is stuck on an enemy that gets healed by its damage type. This is why usually when you're building a wisp, you want to diversify your damage types in such a way that if it ever comes across an enemy like this, you won't just have to put down your wisp just to get the game to stop freaking out so much. There we go. Where's all the enemies at? Didn't feel like I roamed around here for that long. Oh, they actually do lose their payload after a bit, it seems. Why? I'm trying to remember. I feel like we've had problems with this with the nuke before, but I can't remember what we did to resolve it. Let me see if I put a Nala on it, if we're happier with that one. Maybe we'll hold on to it, because the other one didn't seem to run out. The other one just kept going. Oh, shit. The other one on the mage did not stop. Need this here. Let's see. We can get... Oh, it's because I don't have the drilling spell on there anymore. I bet you that was causing it. Yeah, I think it's the lack of drilling spell. Let's try that. Hopefully. Maybe. Yeah, that seems to be it. Drilling spell was making it so that once it did hit the like a wall, like some kind of solid terrain, it was losing track of what was in its payload. The drilling spell allows it to keep its memory that it has a payload. Okay, chill. It's another one of those guys that gets healed by it. In fact, I'm kind of curious to go down to the to hell and see how the wisps hold up against those kind of enemies. Hey, where's my wisp? What'd you do to my wisp? Pretty sweet setup, right? Not bad. The more wisps that you have out at once, the more potential for lag, but also the quicker enemies get killed and then your wisps just find their way back to you. If you're curious what I'm doing right now, I'm kind of just letting the wisps slay for a little bit. And then I'm going to use the money to buy something more explosive. I wonder if I had the drilling shot off with the propane tank. Damn it, I kind of wish I kept that propane tank now. That is probably why it was forgetting the payload. And running out of propane tanks. Darn. Oh, that's why they're slowing down. Apparently you can't ground to sand this hell slime. And so they move slow in that moment. Alright, let me go check for anything really explosive over here. Should add a Holy Lance to the payload. I don't know about that one. I do not know. You know what? Some say the Giga Nuke is decently explosive. I don't know if I agree. It's okay. It's alright. If I remember correctly though, in the past, whenever we toyed around with this, oh my gosh, there's the nuke orbit, but when we toyed around with this in the past, it does run out of nukes, I think. There was something weird going on. Let's test this out. Alright. Alright. It's decently explosive. Alright, it's not running out of it. I wonder if in the past one that I built, maybe I didn't have the drilling spell on there, or at least not in the right position. So it was losing its payload. Maybe. America when they find oil in hell. Time to give them some of this freedom. Are they out of nukes? They may be out of nukes, actually. Hold up. Where are the nukes? So it did run out. I don't know what caused it to, though. I don't think it was a run out like amount. I think it was a situation. There's something that it runs into that made it lose track of its payload. I don't know. But let's go take out the final boss. I really hope Chad isn't saying this when DunkBot 2.0 releases. Only 8 seconds long. The hell is this? Accept all cookies. Sure.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
What?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Alright. Mods, fuck them up. You know what to do. Fuck them up. And then... Trash. And then trash. Read Solar? Solar? Where is he? Where is he? I see you. Let me... Where was this at? Oh yeah, it was there. It was there. That was me when I came back to work on DunkBot 2.0. Okay, it's actually true on that one. I'll give you a true to that one and that one only. Alright, so we got the Giga Nuke in play. Everything else is looking fine. I need to get rid of these damn charges. Alright, there we go. Digging is back to working as intended. Okay. So, nice little reroll. This is pointless. So with the boss here, we can't just shoot at him immediately, because what'll happen is he'll just catch my WISP and take ownership and pretty much kill off the WISP. So we have to wait for the perfect moment. Oh, which is right now. Did I get him? He's alive! This piece of shit! Oh, this zero charge. Okay, you have to go with baby explosives. They're not quite the same, but... They get the job done. I told you I would do an explosive wisp. We kind of had fun because I never built a luminous drill wisp. We definitely could have gone heavier on the explosions than we did, but I hadn't really done much with the luminous drill in this realm, so I kind of want to experiment with that a bit more. Learn some new stuff. Indoor Cat, thanks again for resolving our little funky issues there. Otherwise, we would have had just a... Well, we still could have had a wisp, but it just been a little more lame of a wisp is all. We'd have been going spark bolt trigger and very sad. But it all worked out in the end. This build looked ridiculous at the end. Not even... Yeah, it's there. Oh, Magikarp, you'll never let me down. Don't worry, we're taking our wisps with us. Our wisp is following us on our journey. Okay, well, we left those behind. Don't worry, our new wisps are much better.
Remember to say happy birthday to Solar by playing Power Words, you fucking cretin.
No, he got an early happy birthday yesterday. We did all kinds of birthday stuff for him. Send him some birthday nudes, as you do. You guys sent your birthday nudes to Solar, right? Otherwise, it's just disrespectful. I did not say... You said you would do Power Words after this run? No, don't you? I said if we have some time. I'm hungry, chat. I'm starving. I could starve to death at any moment, and that is why I'm going to dive into the dark sun, taking my children with me. GG. Ready, we did it! Woo! Also, don't forget, we did make a deadly heal wisp during that run too, just as a little bonus, just to have some fun. You lied to Solar on his birthday? No. You lied on Solar's birthday just like about DunkBot 2.0? No. You're talking crazy, Jay. You're talking crazy. I have to go get some food. Hold up. Hear me out. Hear me out.
That's it. Stop being all of you.
I need to go get some food so that then I can get to work on DunkBot 2.0, so that then I can get some sleep, so that then I can stream more Noita, and I'll be here in 15 hours. More Noita. Who's down for some more Noita? I'll be here in 15 hours. More sweaty Noita. Another new crazy run.
Checkmark summon Taika Sova rant checkmark hunger rant checkmark wisp rant number 1 checkmark wisp rant number 2 checkmark wisp rant number 3 crossmark playing Power Words on Solar's birthday.
No, don't guilt me. I would feel guilty, I swear. He was here yesterday. He just watched Power Words. He just watched it.
I don't care about 2.0 anymore. It's never coming. Just do more fun runs and come back to 6 days a week. The broken bot is fine. Pleasey.
Red Kelly, I know you don't mean that. Don't give in. Don't listen to the haters. Lock in, then check the streaks. You got it. Let me lock it in.
I won!
Woo!
Solar does all of this work for you on DB 2.0? And this is how you repay him? On his birthday? You disgust me. You have no compassion for your little raccoon. Slaving away.
No, he's trolling. He's trolling. He's guilting you guys. Enron bot 2.0? What? Enron bot? Excuse me? Well, first, let me check the streaks. Let me see what's going on. Look, chat. Look at this. Look at this. This is what you should be happy about. Look at all these prediction streaks. Everybody's getting streaks. 7 streaks going out to FanFan, Lewd Waifus. Ultimate. Wait. Ultimate, Rion. Wait. What am I reading there? See Ultimate. I see something with the knife. I need capitalization, damn it. I need caps. I can't tell what's going on in there. There's some words in there. Ultimate, congratulations. Ultimate Riono, Mac the knife. I don't even know what the hell's happening. Ultimate, you got one crazy ass name. I don't know what's happening anymore. Wower, Purdy Mouth, formerly Slamfan, Larander, Rimrill, Math Expert, Zenethorn, Dom the Dinosaur, Grexco, Kurglow, ISO, Mixu. 7 streaks for all. 7 streaks for all, baby. You zoom in. Zoom in doesn't help with caps. What are you talking about? I said caps not to make it larger because I can't tell where the word's broken up is what I'm saying. Not because of the size of the font or anything. Congratulations to you guys on your 7 streaks. -7s going out to Onum Bar and Phoenix. Both of you should get a little dunce cap for your sweatling. It's in your backpack. Equip it whenever you would like. Exclamation mark backpack if you don't know what your backpack, what you got in it. Back-to-back 7 streaks. AKA 14 prediction streak going out to Halpenstans, Boom Mag, Sienna. And gimme yo soul. Give him a soul. He's on a 14 streak. You cannot deny him your soul. He earned that shit with his Giga Brain 14 prediction streak. And then we got the 21 prediction streaks going out to TNT and Maghoy, which is 3 7 streaks in a row. Holy shit, 21. But then Extraterrestrian just flexed on everybody with a 28 prediction streak. Everybody else in the community is shit. If you don't have a 28 streak like Extraterrestrian, please, everybody bow down before the Giga Chad himself. 28 predictions in a row without messing up a single time. Not one mistake. Not one mistake. Yeah, no big deal. I only stayed up an extra 6 hours because you said you would do. He is lying. He is actually lying. The Solar is a professional with gaslighting, just to be clear. He is a pro. He did not stay up. He did not, Chad. You know the reason I know he didn't stay up is because earlier during some of our topics, he would have definitely chimed in and memed it up. I know him too well. He couldn't have controlled himself. But there was silence. That silence was the silence of him sleeping. How could you do this on his birthday? Listen, at the start of next stream, maybe if I see Solar around, perhaps we can do something to end his birthday, okay? Fair enough? Why are you guys flipping me off? What the fuck? What did I do? Why you guys give me the middle finger? What the hell? What the fuck is this? That's blackmail? That's definitely not blackmail. What are you talking about?
Dunk, I hope you know that when Solar releases DunkBot 2.0 you will no longer have any excuse for scamming chat out of all the promises you do week after week.
Listen, I look forward to that world, Tito. I look forward to it. Bitch, you start way after the 12th is over? No, I do not. I do not. It'll be right in time for the end of his birthday to give a good ending to his birthday. Hell yeah. Poor Solar only has to wait another 365 days and for the next birthday Power Words, unless you lie then as well and postpone it another year. He already got Power Words. He already got birthday Twitch integration and Power Words. And when I start stream, if he's here, when I start stream later today in 15 hours, perhaps we give him one final round, one final birthday send-off. But the raid is queued up right now for Giga Blazar. So if you're wanting some more Noita, you're heading to more Noita content. If you're starving for Noita content, don't worry, because while you have Giga, I also will be playing more Noita. More Noita in like 15 hours. So be here. This is a good closer to the stream. What are you linking now?
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Did Bobo just call me a lying whore? Is that what we're ending on today? Why are you pointing? Don't laugh, Chad. You should be disgusted. You're like, you're supposed to protect me. I'm your streamer. You're supposed to like throw your body in the way, sacrifice yourself to protect me.
Nope.
What? No. I thought that was our relationship. You know, streamer viewer relationship. You guys are like, you know, a meat shield in case some shit goes down. No? Fuck no?
Nope.
I'll be back in 15 hours. I will destroy all of you guys in Twitch integration. Be ready. Thank you for the amazing day. Thank you for all the sweat, all the support. You guys are the best. Deuces, chat. That was my arm. I didn't shit myself, chat.
Everybody needs a pooper, that's why they invited you. Party pooper, party pooper.